Have you ever wondered to yourself why it seems so easy for so many people to make so much money online? Or more importantly, have you ever asked yourself, why is it that I haven't been able to figure out how to make so much money online? You're probably wondering, how are these people doing it? Because you're worried about your own financial future and you want your own security. You want your own wealth and you want to do it by doing what you want to do online. And you see other people that are posting on Instagram and posting on YouTube and they seem to be living these lavish lifestyles and you're trying to figure out how to do it, but you haven't been able to? Well, it's not your fault. It's not because you're not working hard enough. I guarantee you're working probably too hard. It's not because you don't have the right knowledge. I guarantee you know everything you need to know right now to make the kind of living that you want to make doing what you want to do with your social media marketing. It's probably because you lack one of three things. See, there's only three things that hyper successful people do every single day online to make sure that they're hyper successful. Whether it's growing a large following or making a lot of money or both, it all comes down to three little things. And if you can do these things, then you're going to reach the successful peaks and pillars that you've always dreamed of reaching. You're going to get to that mountain. You're going to get the lifestyle that you've always wanted. But if you don't know what those three things are, or if you're maybe not doing one or more of those three things, then you're just going to be churning and churning and churning and treading water forever. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over those three things, those three C's. And I call them the three C's because, well, they all start with the letter C. It's not an overly creative thing, but there are three C's to creating the kind of lifestyle you want with social media marketing. And the very first C, the first thing that you need in order to make the kind of living you want to make by posting online and putting up YouTube videos and showing your stuff on Instagram, is you need a commodity. You need a commodity. Now, when most people think of commodities, they think of, gold and silver and pork bellies and oil futures and things like that. And sure, those are all commodities. Those are commodities that are traded on the open markets. But a commodity basically just means anything of value. Anything of value. A commodity could literally be anything of value. It could be food. It could be gasoline. It could be clothing. This book that I wrote years ago is a commodity. I wrote this book, other people wanted it, and they gave me money in exchange for this book. This book to me equals money, which makes it a commodity, something I could trade for cash. Hats, merchandise, also something that I'm very, profitable with. Merchandise is a commodity. Somewhere out there is somebody who listens to my podcast or watches my live streams and says to themselves, you know what? I really need a hat, and I'd love one that says Mark K on it. So I put these up on the web, and now I'm offering a commodity. In exchange for money, you can have this thing of value. And if you're bald, it's even more valuable because it protects you from the harsh rays of the sun. Take it from me, I know about protecting your head from the harsh rays of the sun. So the first thing you need to do is figure out what you have of value. Now, the good news is, there's actually a lot of good news. The good news is, if you don't yet have a commodity, it doesn't matter because there are commodities that you can create out of thin air in just a matter of minutes. In fact, in my Golden Age Influencers group, my community for Golden Age influencers and entrepreneurs who get together all the time and talk about how to use social media to market their businesses and how to build businesses and how to find customers and how to create products. It's a great community. You should check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below, but I list out 5 side hustles that you can start within minutes and you can use those as your commodity. If you want to create merchandise, you can do it without any money up front. If you want to write a book or publish something digitally, you can do all that up front. And I walk you through all of those in my Golden Age Influencer community. If you have knowledge of something, if you just know something that somebody else doesn't know, guess what? That's a commodity. Think about colleges and universities. I'm sending my son off to college and they're sending me bills already. Well, wouldn't you know it, that education that my son's going to get at that school is a commodity. If you went to college, you paid for an education. If you know something that someone else doesn't, there's a good chance that they're going to pay you for it. So even if you don't think you have a commodity, know that you do. In fact, of the 3 C's, commodity is the easiest one for you to get. Also, think about it this way. If you don't have a commodity, or you don't want to create something, or you don't want to write a book, or you don't want to put out a hat with your name on it, it doesn't matter. There are other people out there with commodities who will gladly pay you to sell on their behalf. There are people out there with software programs, people out there with vacation packages, people out there with bobbleheads who will give you a portion of the proceeds if you just sell on their behalf. And selling other people's commodities is an amazing thing to do, because then you don't have to worry about fulfilling them. You don't have to worry about shipping, warehousing, construction, importing. You don't have to worry about marketing. You don't have to worry about returns, customer service. If somebody gets something and it's broken or stained or it's not working, they don't contact you. You just get the money. It's called affiliate marketing, and it's one of my favorite things to do. And I've done it for I've sold vacation packages that I never had to fulfill. I just got a cut of the revenue. I've sold bobbleheads and made a lot of money selling a lot of bobbleheads that I never even saw. It's really a fantastic world that we live in. So what you need to do first is decide what your commodity is, what thing of value you have, or what thing of value someone else has that you can sell. And that's where you're going to start making your money. Because once you start offering people something that they value more than they value their own money, that's when things really start to cook for you. Remember, that's the important part. You need to offer somebody something that they value more than the money that they're paying you. This book, $25. The thousands and thousands of people that bought it wanted to read this book more than they wanted the $25 in their pocket. That's what makes it a commodity. This hat, $30. The people that buy this hat want this hat more than they want the $30 in their pocket. People that join Gain, my Golden Age Influencers community, they want the community. They want the information inside. They want the weekly coaching that comes with it from me directly, where they can ask me live questions. They want that more than the $2,000 a year that it costs. The value they get from the information inside of Golden Age Influencers is more valuable than the $2,000 that they pay me for. That's just an example of commodity, and that's the first C. The second C, by the way, commodity is the easiest of these three to get. Commodity is the easiest of these three to get. The second one is creativity. And what that means is, once you have a commodity, you've got to get creative. You need some creativity. Everybody who becomes successful online does so using their creativity. And the more creativity they use, the more money they can make. Creativity is the key to, if you look at the root of the word is creation. Think about the Bible. The very first thing in the Bible, my buddy Myron Golden talks about this all the time. The very first thing in the Bible that God did was he created. It's the first thing we know about God. In the beginning, God created. In the beginning, God created. It's the fifth word of the Bible. It's the first thing God ever did. And then what did God do later? He created man in his own image. So if God is a creator and he created man in his own image, we've got to create. And the more we create, the more money, the more wealth, the more of our dreams we can make true. We create our own lives. And with social media, what you do is you create content. And it can be anything. It can be a video like what I'm making here. It can be an Instagram post, which is a single photo or a shorter video. It can be a Facebook post. You could have a vlog or a blog. You could write a book. You could do all of those things. But your creativity is what is going to bring the people. You're going to bring the people that want your commodity toward you. What this is going to be is your creativity is the magnet that is going to draw the money toward you, because you are going to create content that appeals to your ideal audience, and also, and this is very important, repels people that you don't want to do business with. You're going to appeal to the group of individuals that most will benefit from your offerings, from your commodities, and you're going to repel people who are never going to be interested in your commodities, are never going to waste your time with or give you money, and are just going to waste your time. And if you're creating a lifestyle business that you can grow and that you can be passionate about, trust me, you want to repel those people. If you look at my area around here, when I do my podcast, my Mark K Saves the Republic podcast, it's a conservative podcast. I leave this MAGA gnome and this American flag on my desk. Why? because I know people that see this MAGA gnome and that American flag and get triggered by it are going to leave. And they're not going to bother me or my viewers or anyone else that may be interested in what I have to produce. But if you're really into the MAGA gnome, if you look at it and go, oh, I love MAGA, I'm all about making America great again. If you see the American flag and you feel filled with patriotism, then you're going to be drawn into my program. These are little Easter eggs that I plaster around. But because of the creativity that I've used in placing them and because of the content that I create to draw on that audience, I'm then able to offer them commodities like this book and this hat that I think they're going to like. That's the same thing that every online marketer does. And there's a difference between marketing and advertising. That's a video for another day. But if you are marketing to an audience, you need to make sure that you're drawing in a particular audience, that you know what they like, and then you're offering something that they need, that they desire, and that most importantly, they value more than the money they're giving you in exchange. That's the second thing. The third thing, and this one, I'm going to be honest with you, this one should be the easiest, but it's often the hardest. This one is both the easiest and the hardest of the 3 C's for most people, myself included, and that is consistency. Consistency. For whatever reason, consistency is the most difficult for most Americans, for most entrepreneurs, for most people. I don't care where you live. Consistency is the most difficult thing, but it's the most important. Because if you can create a commodity and then you can create some kind of magnet, if you can create content that draws in your ideal audience and they start buying from you, all you need to do is keep going consistently over and over and over again. And that's how you build wealth. The way that you lose your way, or the way that you don't make the money that you want, or the way that your business fails, is if you stop. If you're inconsistent, if you get distracted. YouTube channels are a great example of this. As a YouTube creator, if you start creating videos, you will inevitably start to get views. Inevitably, you will start to get subs. Inevitably, your channel will grow. If you stop, your growth stops. It's the same thing with your business. If you've come up with a great commodity that people are giving you money for, and you've got great creative that is drawing those people in, just repeat over and over and over and over again. My buddy Myron Golden, one more time, he does a 5-day challenge every single month. Every single month he does a 5-day challenge. It makes him about $150,000 a month. So after he did it his first month, he waited 3 weeks. He did it again, waited 3 weeks, did it again. He consistently does the same challenge. He doesn't change it up. It's the same challenge for 5 days. It's the same information for 5 days. He goes in and he basically reads the same script and teaches the same lessons and tells the same stories for 5 days, month after month after month. Myron Golden has now been doing it for over 60 months. That's 5 years. 5 years of consistently doing the thing he knows is going to make him money. And he doesn't get tired of it. He may get tired of it, but he keeps doing it. Why? Because he wants the lifestyle that he gets. And if he can work for 1 week a month and take off 3 and do that over and over again, well, that is an enviable lifestyle because he found a commodity, he used his creativity, and now he just does it consistently. It's the most difficult thing for people to do. And I said, myself included, I've started so many businesses and projects and come up with so many products, and I've started to sell them and they've sold really well. And then I sit back and I think to myself, great, what's next? And I should have just kept going and going and going over and over and over again. And I don't want you to make the same mistake. So wherever you are right now in your journey, wherever you are in your goal, look at your business, look at your marketing, and ask yourself, do you have the 3 C's? You may already have a product. You may already have a book. You may already have a service. You may be a coach or a professional. Maybe you sell real estate. You may already have the commodity. If you do, look and see if you are creatively promoting it to people that want it. If you are using your creativity to draw in your ideal client, draw in your ideal leads, and then ask yourself, are you doing it consistently? And be very, very honest. And if you're doing all 3 of those things, you will see success. It's unavoidable. If you're not doing all 3 of those things, then take stock and be honest and figure out which one you're missing. If you insert that, then you are almost guaranteed to be successful. One other thing you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure that you are working toward a goal and you know the millionaire math behind your business. I've created a video that if you haven't yet seen it, you should watch right away. It breaks down the millionaire math and it shows you how to create the magic formula that is going to get you financially from where you are now to where you want to be. Go watch it.